Lockhart.
Here.
And Pearlie.
Here.
You have a quorum, Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you.
The first item is approving the previous meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve minutes.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
I would like to welcome the acting commissioner for social service, and I don't know if everybody knows that Commissioner McQuaid retired, and so we certainly wish her all the best in her retirement. And now you're in the hot seat.
Thank you. Item 2 is authorizing an agreement with the Altamont program regarding a warming center. Acting Commissioner Stackowitz is here this evening.
Thank you, Chair. County legislators. I'm here to ask to contract with the Altamont program for a warming center for the cold blue season. Cold blue is a mandate that we have through the governor's executive order to shelter anyone when it falls below 32 degrees. The warming center for Altamont program serves 25 single male and females 18 years and older. This particular warming center is for individuals who are not able to be sheltered in our regular traditional shelter system, who have either been banned or have some behavior or substance abuse problems. It's a low barrier warming station. During our last cool blue season, we sheltered approximately 234 unduplicated Albany County residents in the warming center.
So do we have any questions? Can I have a motion? Oh. Ms. Lockhart, second by Mr. Crowe. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 3 is authorizing an agreement with Capital Area Council of Churches regarding a seasonal homeless overflow shelter.
So this Capital Area Council of Churches overflow shelter is to serve our chronically homeless males over 18 years of age and older. These individuals have suffered from mental illness and alcohol and substance abuse issues. They cannot be sheltered in traditional shelters and motels, serve our most complicated and complex male population. They house up to 19 guests per night, and they are open from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., and they're open only during the cold blue season. Last year, we served 126 male homeless individuals at the shelter.
Go ahead. Ms. Lockhart.
Commissioner, I mean, Commissioner.
Yes.
Where is this one located? The other ones all had addresses on it.
So this particular one is in the midst of transitioning to a new location. It's going to be located at 110 North Pearl Street. So
Okay.
they're moving the church that they were in, the First Lutheran Church has been sold, so they're actually transitioning to a new location this year.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr.
With most of these, are these mostly all renewals tonight? Like this
They
is
are
the program,
renewals,
right?
yes, I'm
There's
sorry,
no
I
new
should-
ones, right?
There's no new ones
Okay.
this year. These are all renewals from past years. Thank you.
Can I have a motion?
Second.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Write it down for her, will you?
I got it. Item 4 is authorizing an agreement with Interfaith Partnership for the Homeless regarding low barrier sheltered services. Commissioner, or Acting Commissioner?
So this is for the Interfaith Partnership for Housing, also known as IPH, for safe haven services. This is, once again, a shelter for male and females over the age of 18 years of age. They're open every day from 4:30 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. And they actually house some of the more complex, low barrier individuals as well, so it's same as our overflow shelter and our warming center. This particular shelter serves 35 individuals per night, and it is a code blue shelter, and we served 359 unduplicated individuals last year at this shelter.
Any questions?
Motion.
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Item 5 is authorizing an agreement with Homeless and Travelers Aid Society for the Homeless Housing Emergency Services Program.
So our contract with the Homeless and Travelers Aid Society, also known as HAVIS, is our after-hours placement telephone service that assists individuals in being placed into shelter, appropriate shelter during the hours of 4 p.m. and after. This is a fourth year of a 5-year contract with them. We did go out to bid, so it's the fourth year of a 5-year contract. We're looking to renew our agreement with them. They provide all non-business hour coverage, not only in the evenings, but they also do weekends and holidays when the Department of Social Services is closed. The hotline number is available to anybody who calls, and they'll get a response back within a 15-minute time frame. And they also will assist individuals who are looking for transportation to get to a shelter, and we're talking about heating shutoffs if necessary. They'll link them with the appropriate service agencies to assist them with that.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion?
Mr. Miller. Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 6 is authorizing the acceptance of grant funding and agreements regarding the Child Rights Safe Harbor Initiative. Commissioner Manning is here this evening. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Good evening, committee members. Yes, the Safe Harbor Initiative is funded through the Office of Children and Family Services in the amount of $40,000. We'd like to enter into an agreement with Crime Victims Sexual Assault Center to be able to provide this service to the community here in Albany County. Basically, what their role is to do is really educate the community on children that have been victimized and human trafficking. We really have made a lot of progress. We're really working with law enforcement, a lot of the voluntary agencies. And when children run away from voluntary agencies, they're automatically screened for any type of victimization that they may have had while they're out in the streets. And in addition, the other thing that Crime Victim is also providing us is 24/7 response to emergency rooms if there is a victim that did come in that was sexually assaulted.
Any questions?
Similar to the other question, if these are a renewal, mostly all
Yes.
renewals again?
Yes.
Nothing
these-
new?
Correct.
Okay.
The RFPs that we'll talk about in prevention, they were new proposals this year.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Motion.
Motion. Ms. Lockhart. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 7 is authorizing agreements with foster care providers.
Thank you, yes. Basically, these are the foster care providers that are throughout New York State. We do like to keep youth in state. It's much more costly to go out of state. And this is a requirement that the local districts have to pay for this service. Foster care is really a place where children go when their parents can't manage them or they can't care for them. So hopefully it is something that we reunite families together, but oftentimes we may need placement out of the home due to the serious nature of abuse or neglect. Sure.
Go ahead.
Commissioner, usually we get the list of providers in the backup. And I don't know if it was just maybe missed them, but do you have the list?
Yes,
I know it's a very lengthy.
correct.
We can get that to you,
Yeah,
and if you could
please.
send that to us, that would be wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
I
Okay,
did send it to
we'll
Curtis.
double check.
I can give this to you.
It might be my mistake, but I didn't see it.
Commissioner, when the definition of provider, is that, for instance, Berkshire and Signet, or and foster parents themselves?
We do pay for foster parents, and again, ideally we want children to stay with kin. So we try and find a relative that's willing to accept the child. But these are residential programs, not foster parents.
If the child can't be managed in their own home, what's the criteria for them to be placed in a foster home as opposed to a residential?
It really depends on what, if they were, if it was an abuse and neglect. I mean, again, younger children we really want to keep with kin or a foster family. If their behaviors are so unmanageable due to maybe challenges with mental health, they become assaultive, they become aggressive, that's when we use a lot of the residential programs. Get them in treatment, stabilize them, hopefully have medication, and then develop a permanency plan.
Is there a board that decides this, or is it an individual caseworker, or is it a combining of all of the people involved.
Correct. It would be the caseworker working with law department, working with the judges, working with the attorneys. You know, it is not just a sole decision.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
Motion.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Item 8 is authorizing an agreement with St. Catherine Center for Children regarding foster care specialty prevention services for a parent care program.
Thank you. And as I was saying, that these are the prevention programs. The RFP went out this past year. We really were looking for programs to provide some innovative, thinking outside the box to really help meet the needs of the youth, and really looked at even providing a resource center for the family. So it can also be a drop-in center for the youth to learn skills that they're more employable when they age out of care. Or age out with their families. So this program that St. Catherine's is offering is for those caregivers that have either a developmental disability or a serious mental health issue that's impacting their parenting and ability to manage their child. They also are going to be utilizing their family resource centers. They have one in Ravenna and they have one in North Albany. So it's really kind of that initiative of thinking outside the box and really seeing what the family needs. And they'll also provide some concrete needs, food, clothing, whatever it may be.
Questions?
Make a motion.
Second? Mr. Miller. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 9 is authorizing an agreement with Cayuga Centers regarding restorative case management prevention services.
Thank you. And this is actually for the Raise the Age youth, so those 16, 17, 18-year-olds that are in the juvenile justice system. And it's really a way to provide some intensive case management services to keep them safely in the community. This is an alternative to detention, and it's really looking at restorative justice efforts, as well as they're going to be using an evidence-based practice called motivational interviewing. They really look at, Cayuga Center looks at enhancing the system of care. So they offer an array of services that at any one time that youth would be eligible for. So that's unique as well in the proposal. And they'll serve 15 families at one time.
Any questions?
Question.
Ms. Love?
Commissioner, where are the referral, this is new with the raise the
This
age.
is it, yes.
Where are these referrals coming from? Are they coming from the family court, criminal court?
No, they could come from criminal court as well, but probation, family court, as well as we come across youth that are, involved with child protective services as well.
Okay, so I shouldn't have said criminal court, but I mean the family court part. The 17-year-old
yes.
that's been arrested. Okay.
Raise the age.
But then, and I use the word pins, or would they also be that? Ungovernable?
We're really trying to revamp how PINS comes in through probation, so we've been working with the
Yeah, that's what
probation
I'm concerned
department.
about.
We're actually going to be implementing a pre-PINS at the department, so
Okay.
before they can, entity can either the parent, the school, whatnot, we are going to intervene prior to even accepting that PINS. So we hope it will decrease the number of youth that, are presenting and really look at that early intervention and prevent them from going further deeper into the system.
Kind of a sad commentary, because that's what the PINS program was set up for, to keep them, as early intervention, to keep them away from family court. A lot of cases, so,
Yes, fortunately.
yeah, thank you.
Any other questions? Can I have a motion? Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 10 is authorizing an agreement with Together for Youth regarding the Focus on the Future program.
Thank you. And Together for Youth is the new name for Berkshire Farms. Berkshire Farms really branded themselves a new name because they said they're not in the Berkshires and it's not a farm. So they really wanted to be looking at two together. And they are offering, which this program we have supported for the past several years, Focus on the Future. And it's an intensive world of work curriculum that is evidence-based and really looking at getting youth ready for the workforce and readiness, so hopefully they don't drop out of school, that there's some type of level of initiative and incentive to keep them employable and moving forward. So they will serve 6 families at any one time, and has been successful, and we've always had that program full.
Any questions?
Motion.
Motion? Keith, second? Opposed? Up favor first.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 11 is authorizing an agreement with Together for Youth regarding the provision of the functional family therapy program.
Thank you. And functional family therapy has been a program that we have supported for several years. It has had good outcomes. It is an evidence-based practice, and it's really looking at youth that really can be challenged with mental health, substance abuse, and juvenile justice. They really look at the whole child. They are strength-based and really want a positive youth development. And that's what this whole curriculum really focuses on. And also the parent-child relationship, of course.
Ms. Lockhart?
Now that Berkshire's changed the name to Together for Youth, where are they located?
They still have their one site in Burnham, out in Massachusetts, but they also have over on New Carter Road, where the old Bosse's used to be.
I've seen the sign. I
Yes.
didn't realize that was Berkshire. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Motion? Keith, second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Item 12 is authorizing an agreement with Parsons Child and Family Center regarding the provision of clinical prevention services with community and recreational supports.
Parsons has been, or Northern Rivers has been, serving our community and children for many years, hundreds, it feels like. And they really have a strong clinical staff. They have offered to provide 75 slots, meaning serving 75 families at a time. They've also added in a family resource center that would be a drop-in center not only for the youth, but for families, and it would be operational during the day and the evening, which is really something that is needed in the community. They will also make a referral to the PATH program. PATH is participants achieve through hard work. It's for youth 14 and older. And it's actually currently funded through probation, so it's a lot of the probationers that are involved in it. And they've had wonderful outcomes and really spoke highly of them. So when they offered this in this proposal, we were thrilled.
Questions?
A lot of questions tonight, I'm sorry.
Okay, sure.
The resource center, is that located right at Parsons Center?
At this point in time, they're putting it right on the main campus.
Okay. Are they planning to move out more into the community?
They kind of indicated that they would, want to, but at this point in time, the proposal itself, they didn't have the ability to go look for it, because they don't even know they're getting awarded at this point.
Okay.
Any other questions? Can I have a motion? Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution passes.
Item 13 is authorizing an agreement with Trinity Alliance of the Capital Region regarding the provision of clinical prevention services with community and recreational supports.
Thank you. And Trinity Alliance is looking at serving 95 families, which is fantastic because we really need a lot of clinical supports and services to prevent these youth from out-of-home placement, or if they're in placement, to bring them back to the community in much more rapid form. The one unique proposal that they've had, not only about wraparound services and really serving families in real time, but they also have an evening program. And they have a youth engagement specialist that they want to be available for the youth, that youth can drop in. And that individual will work not only with the clinical team, but individually with the children as well. And they'll provide things such as karate classes, chess, you know, kind of getting that social skills and helping that child develop and be improved. So hopefully there's no criminal activity or fighting on the streets, and let's have some positive development.
Questions? Motion, Ricky? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution passes.
Item 14 is authorizing an agreement with Together for Youth regarding the Home Run Program.
Thank you. And Home Run has been around for many, many years as well. Currently, the Home Run program is a truancy prevention program. So hopefully we won't have to be filing pins on those youth that are truant and preventing them to, you know, from getting further into the system, family court system. And they are in the school districts of Albany and Cohoes, and will continue to be in those two school districts. And, you know, they really want to increase family involvement and help that family member get that youth to school. So they actually assist that family on a daily basis until that youth, you know, kind of gets in a routine and a pattern. And they, you know, use clinical supports in that regard.
Questions? Motion?
Motion.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 15 is authorizing an agreement with Cayuga Centers regarding the provision of clinical prevention services with community and recreational supports.
And this is their family support program. This has been funded in the last prevention cycle. And they provide support to children birth to age 18. Typically, the children are between 10 and 17. And, you know, providing that intensive family support. And they're looking at serving 20 families because many of these families have had a lot of trauma in their life and are looking at two evidence-based practices called the Home Builders Model and trauma systemic therapy.
Any questions? Motion? Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution passes.
Item 16 is authorizing an agreement with Cornell Cooperative Extension regarding the provision of juvenile justice prevention services.
Thank you. And Cornell is providing Strengthening Families. That's an evidence-based practice. Cornell has been providing that for many, many years. And they also provided for the juveniles involved in drug court for their families. And it really does improve the parent-child communication and overall relationship. They also are doing the 4-H youth development, which has been in existence for many years as well. And it really just helps that youth learn some skills, learn about, you know, lifestyle, eating healthy, financial literacy, and, you know, just gardening and education related to that so they can be self-sufficient. And then finally, a new program that they are offering is a professional development training. So they would be looking at frontline workers being trained in such things as mental health or social media issues that a youth may be struggling with, you know, screen time, healthy eating. So they're really providing that to the direct line service workers so that they can support them, but also support the family and that they're getting the same message.
Questions?
About health and wellness.
Motion?
Motion.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Item 17 is authorizing an interdepartmental agreement with the Albany County Crime Victims and Sexual Violence Center regarding the Children's Advocacy Center.
Yes, basically, we've been contracting with crime victims for many years to provide that family advocate role at the CAC. The Child Advocacy Center is for those investigations that are looking at severe abuse or sexual abuse. And so having that family advocate there to help support that family member who's just been through a trauma themselves and help them navigate the system. The system can be challenging, especially when you get law enforcement involved and health involved, and it can be overwhelming. So they've been providing that service for us at the Child Advocacy Center.
Questions?
I'll make a motion.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Before we adjourn, I just wanted to let everyone know that there are students here from the State University of Albany in the social work program. So just wanted to say hello. Hello. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Thank you all.
Good.